So we are rolling. Welcome to Famous Made, where we ignite growth and independence. We champion progress and empower individuals to seize every opportunity. Join us on a transformative journey towards success, celebrating everyone's triumph along the way. A. With that being said, today we got none other than my guy, Young Roley, in the building. Let me take you on mute.
It's
How
good.
you,
What's happening?
how you, champ?
Bro, I'm good, man. I'm hyped for this opportunity, my bro.
Yes, sir. As you should, man. You doing what you got to do as an artist. So just take us, like, if I was on a journey and I was just looking through like your catalog or just trying to figure out who Young Rolly is. Explain to the people who you are first and foremost.
Man, yo, I feel like to my core, I'm really just a kid from the city for real. Like, like I really just live my experience. Um, like I was born in DR, but I was raised in the city, the Upper West Side. So, like, a lot of my art, a lot of my music, my catalog, like, it stems from just that influence of being in NYC. And like way before like I became an artist, I was just a fan of music, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after like doing music myself, I really realized how much music goes through NYC. But like, like just a lot of that influence and I feel like at an early age I was influenced a lot by like Harlem Renaissance, like a lot of like writers like that, Langston Hughes, like early poetry. Growing up, like you hear Biggie, you hear Jay, you hear Nas, like so it's like that's really just, I definitely feel like just being from NYC, like just I feel like that's part of it.
Yeah, describe your sound for people who don't like understand where you come from, because that could go either way when you talk about like poets and you talk about lyricists, but you can also talk about people who make great music as well. So describe your sound for people who don't know what you sound.
Yeah, so my sound, I feel like the best way to describe my sound is that it's not repetitive. So it's like since you asking me to describe my sound, that's how I would describe it at this moment. I feel like for real, like I'm just not really afraid to like mix it up. Like um my producer, like early on, like I was just grateful to have beats, like like to have a canvas to work on. So I was never really picky about like what type of beats I record on. So when I first started making music, I just learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Like even if I'm not used to like making music on a type of beat, like I'm gonna still make the song. Like a lot of the songs that I've released have been like my first ever attempts at making music.
Mm.
Um, so I feel like I've been described like I had an experience where I got interviewed by this radio DJ, and it's been described as like kind of like backpack, uh,
Uh-huh.
kind of like conscious, I guess you could say. I wouldn't really describe it like that though. I feel like I just more so rap about real shit or like shit that's real to me. But
You rap about life experiences, like, because a lot of it is
yeah,
fabricated. A lot of the game is fabricated. Like, y'all got this Bentley, yo, I got this Mercedes Benz, y'all got this Range Rover, y'all got this, this McLaren, y'all, I'm on a private jet, y'all got this, and then it's not really that. So you more so you live in like reality raps. You like to have fun. You like to experiment with your music. That's what I could say from what I heard from your music.
nah, I appreciate that, bro. I really just be expressing myself for real. Like it's like an outlet. Like I started making music when I was really going through a lot of things. So my music a lot of times is just me really just talking about like how I'm feeling or what I'm going through or
That
just
works. That works.
yeah.
For artists, that works the best. When you're going through something, that's when people is like, "Oh, I can relate to that. That's something relatable." And I think some of the best albums were made when people were going through stuff. Like partying is fun and all that, but That's just like for turn up times, unless you just 24/7 turn up. Most people aren't. They have
Right.
a limit. But when people are going through stuff, those albums be like the classics, and people really feel it because it's emotion. So it brings the emotion. But yeah, growing up in the city, I just came back from DR. It's funny that you said that you was born in DR.
Damn, you came back from DR. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I took a vacation out there. It was wonderful out there, man. Um, how often do you go back there?
Yo, I'm actually going back for the first time in like 3 years in July. Thank God. But I've been just grinding. Like I used to go like very often, but I just been so focused on music that just like haven't had the bread to go. But
Yeah.
um,
What's the team that supports Young Roley? Like when I went to your show and you did the SOBs, I see you had a couple people with you. Give some
yeah.
people behind the scenes of like who supports you, who holds you down, so we can know like because the forefront is good, but it's always that team and that back support that we need to keep this thing moving.
Nah, for sure. Like, I mean, definitely, like, just the people that support me alone, like on a personal level, like that just, the people that was there at the show, they, like that was really a big show for real. Like, I wasn't expecting so many people I knew to go. But, I have a team, I have like, two managers right now, like, shout out my guy Amethyst, shout out my guy Alyssa. Like they be helping me with administrative stuff, um with merch. I've been trying to get merch out. I got like social media team. I've been thankful to be able to like find people that have been helping me like just put out content with my art, like just having like another set of hands for real. Cause it'd be a lot.
Hell yeah.
But so I gotta shout out my guy Riley from London. I got editor from London. Shout out my guy Riley. Gotta shout out my boy Mal from high school. You know, I got an A&R right now. Shout out my guy Kemi. She been helping me a lot too. Shout out my guy Marco. He be holding it down with my website. Um, and like so many people as well. Like I have like my guy. He did the cover for a lot of my songs. My guy Shafin, shout out him. Like he did the cover for my album, my EP. So he just did so many like art pieces for me that I really appreciate. My engineer, shout out my guy Ryan. Like I've been locked in with him since the first time I went to Quad Stu in
Still go
Manhattan.
there?
Like,
You still go there?
yeah, yo. I feel like I really just be putting in a lot of work there. Like I've gone to different stews like since. And I feel like the main thing is the setting is very important, like the
Okay.
setting, like
What's a
uh
what's a studio session for you? Like who you need people there? You like to go by yourself? Like what's a studio session for you?
I mean, I just enjoy to go to the stew. In general, I always find it like to be an opportunity. It depends on like what I'm trying to accomplish. I always go to the stew like with a plan. Like I already know what I'm about to record.
Hmm.
Because most sessions is paid, of course. So if like I'm working on group stuff, a lot of times I like to take the opportunity to like to work with artists. Like if I want to collab with an artist, I'm gonna be like, yo, like I'm gonna hit them early, like yo, like let's try to like do this session. We'll try to like I try to do like like at least like a song an hour, ideally.
Yeah.
Um, but I like having people in the people I that have give are honest critics, I guess. I like having people in the session. I mean, it's important to have, of course, have people in the session like for like footage. Like you're trying to get footage, if you're trying to just like document like the process and stuff. But sometimes getting that feedback is really good too. Like getting that feedback in the process of recording in the studio is really helpful as well. I
Yeah.
feel.
Big that's definitely key. People like me, like I go to the studio, but I like the home studio too because it's like very convenient. But definitely being in the studio and getting some extra ears to see, if people even outside of your circle likes it. If somebody walks in on a session or whatever the case may be, may like it. Do you like the way it sounds? Do you like the way the mic was placed? Just little things that people don't see as far as like supporters or fans. They ain't gonna see this part. They ain't just only gonna see the end work. You put out the song, the video. You may go to a show, and then that's it. But
Right.
but as far as that's concerned, what do you have in the works? What do you got going on as far as like projects? What we working on now?
Yeah, man. So I'm about to drop this single at the end of the month, May 31st. It's called Keep Going. It's the lead single of my album. It's
Oh, you
called
got an
College
album drop.
Graduate. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
But say that again. What's it called?
So the single or the album?
The album.
So my album is called College Graduate. Um, like I've been working on it for like 2 years for real. Like really trying to put together like a body of work. I feel
Okay.
like tell a bit of a story. Um, and I finished it. Not for nothing, I finished it. And I'm excited to see what people think of it.
So as far as production on it, who you got producing on that album?
Man, mainly like my main collaborator been like my guy Gambino.
Okay.
He been producing most of my beats, but I actually got a couple producers on that project, man. I got my guy Nick from Syracuse University. He produced one track on it. I got one of my bros also from Syracuse. A lot of people from Syracuse like
Okay.
produced a couple tracks
Okay.
on the project. Yeah, I
That's what's
got a
up.
couple producers. Yeah,
Can you let out any features who's on there?
of course, bro. Of course. I got my boy L Wab, my guy on like two songs, and you gonna hear his voice on the album, because I got skits on it because I
Good.
really wanted to. I don't know. I always been a fan of albums, so I wanted to put skits in my albums because I always like that as a fan of music. Like I always personally like skits. I felt like it always added to the music. So you're gonna hear his voice like throughout the album too. But I got my girl Kiki, yo. She's like one of the most featured artists in the whole project, like a very talented singer. She's on the project. I got one of my other bros from Syracuse. His name is Lloyd. He's also on the project. Shout out him. He's also like a very great artist, like doing big things right now.
That's good to hear, man.
Um,
That's great to hear.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like
So that's the problem.
it's
So, when is the Can you tell me when the album is dropping?
yeah, man. It's dropping July 6th. It's dropping July 6th. July
What's
5th.
Oh, fifth? What's so special about that date? Is that like around your birthday time or something?
Nah, realistically, it's just when everything. The earliest I could have probably got this album out, like
Okay, with the
in
rollout and everything else that you
yeah,
got.
with the rollout, just trying to really, you know, put everything to it, like thoroughly. We gotta have a release party July 6th. So the
Okay,
album gonna come out July 5th, but we gotta have a free release party July 6th just for like people to come hear the music, like about to
that's fire.
perform.
That's fire.
Just showcase the art for real.
Yeah, that's fire.
Um, and yeah, like it's really like the earliest I could have got the album out for real.
That's fire though. That's fire. I like. See, this is what I was talking to you off the record when it comes to being an artist and literally like doing what you do. You taking it to the next level. Well, you doing what an artist is supposed to do, as far as like investing the release parties and release dates and networking. There's a lot of room in this music business for artists like yourself, and I see a bright future for you. I'm not just saying this. Like I'm looking at this interview right now, like man, this nigga pop off. I'm like, yeah, I got one of his interviews. I
Nah, I
recorded him.
appreciate
You know what I'm
that.
saying? Like real shit. So
That's real, bro. I appreciate that for real. That's real.
yeah, yeah. Nah. I just see a different type of like I see a different type of like I can't really explain it. I can't pinpoint it, but I could just see you're not just like a artist that's gonna settle. You know, you're gonna be like keep chipping away at the cave until it opens and you see that light. You're like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, so just keep chipping
Yeah.
away at what you're doing, and
It's
give the people some more insight on like what else you got coming up. You got any projects as far as
yeah.
like videos, any visuals dropping, anything that people could look forward to?
Yeah, I'm trying to work with as many directors as possible. I got this one song called Karma that I'm super excited about. It's a collab song with my collective Fear No Human. It's a banger. We trying to do it big with that music video. That's definitely coming this summer. But I'm about to work with a lot of directors, you know, just trying to showcase a lot of the art, a lot of the music. For this mixtape I'm also doing called 95th to Laurel with my bro Elwab.
Okay.
Um, like yeah, so definitely like it's about to be hopefully to be active summer for sure.
Yeah. So reason why I asked you that question is because I thought you was gonna bring it this way, so I got to bring it to the people. Talk to about those blog places, man. You got the This Is 50, you know, you got Hip Hop's. You got to speak about that, man. Speak about that. That's
Nah,
big.
nah, appreciate that. I feel like I'm grateful for the opportunity, you know. Um, like just trying to get the art out there for real. Like just trying to get the art out there, just trying to tell like my story, like showcase like who I am as an artist, but how I got it, like literally just like putting my art out on Instagram and stuff, like
Yeah.
continuing to just try to like, you know, like put things out, like do like performances, like market the art. Then, you know, like I got connected to one person. Like I feel like that's like how it it's like you meet one person to meet
Yeah.
to someone else.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That's how it works
uh
all the time. It works like that. What's your favorite part about music? Is it the performance, the recording? Is it networking? Is it writing? If I didn't say that yet, what's your best part about all of this?
I feel like once I like tour and like get that experience, is gonna my answer might be different, but I do enjoy just the process of like seeing myself evolve as an artist. That's one thing I do enjoy. But also like seeing the process of like see my ideas come into fruition kinda. Cause like even with this album, like it was an idea, like it really like started from just wanting to create something that embodied myself, like something true to me, like something like a like tell my story. And like it was not like a straight path, but just seeing like all the work pay off and like for it to actually be complete, like you know, I've showed it to a lot of people. They've liked it, but you know, when it's finally out, like out, like
Yeah.
it's always like people
Yeah.
we're gonna think, but yeah, like it's exciting. Like I feel like that part is like super exciting, and also like I feel like the best part of being an artist that I feel like is gonna keep me like grounded and grateful is like the times where I'm not expecting someone is like listening. Like for example, like I wasn't expecting like you even like cared about the fact that I got those like you know
Hmm.
like things like I didn't even think like you would think that's a big thing. So like
Yeah.
just those small things to like the fact that I tried and like someone saw that and like they like yo like good shit like I appreciate that like too. Like that's like the thing that keeps me like most grounded is like damn, like somebody really saw that. Like, somebody like it's like that's good shit. So yeah.
Nah, I understand it. I understand literally like putting in work and like, oh, okay, I see this person putting in work. Because there's a difference. You could put in work like one way. I see you put in work in multiple ways, and that's like I said, I see you invest in yourself as an artist. So the people who invest in themselves are like I'm like a magnet to that. I invest in myself, like all this equipment that I got and the cameras and stuff like that, and the studio. It all costs money, and I'm not like, yo, I just brought it. No, it's an investment. So I understand the investment mind. I understand where you're trying to go with it. So and it takes a lot. So to get noticed and to help people out is one of the things that I like to do. I like to help people out with their current situation. Last time you hit me up, this time I hit you up, but now we just have more like to build on from that time. I feel like you've grown, and I feel like as you get further along in your path in your career, that things are going to start to flourish more, and you're really going to start to see a change, the way you even do things and the way you approach stuff, because this game is gonna have its ups, it's gonna have its downs, and it's just gonna be like, all right, will you survive the storm? And once you survive the storm, and you really realize, like, do I want to do this? I still want to do this. I'm gonna try this. I might like this, but I might not like that. But it's a trial and error, and you're just gonna continue to learn. As long as you're a student, like you said, and continue to keep learning, there's big things coming your way. Champ. So with
Yeah.
that being said, if you have any words for up and coming artists who's just like starting out and trying to get their feet wet, what's some of our advice that you have?
Put out the music. That's the first thing. Like put out the music. Like like I feel like I know so many talented artists, like so many talented people that could be artists, like if
And
they
just
really
sit on
wanted
music
to.
and sit on music, right?
They sit on music or like they just it's like it doesn't have to be like a fully like mastered like song. Like sometimes like you could just show people like, yo, I did this, like I recorded this, I recorded myself on this beat, or like I recorded myself singing this. I wrote this, like something I wrote, like like showing people like, yo, there's something I'm doing. Is good because it doesn't have to be like the finished product every time. Like to, I feel like a lot of people stop themselves. That's something I've noticed in my time, or like so far being an artist. Is I feel like a lot of people like might stop themselves because they need to like everything to be perfect. I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes like just showcase like I just feel like there's so many talented people. Like I have so many talented friends. Like for example, like so many talented people that I've met in my life that could be artists. Like literally, like they could if they wanted to. Like and they just got to put it out. Like what that once you have a body of workout, then you have a base to start, and then
Yeah.
once you start, you keep going from there, right? Like you said, like you keep going. There's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs, but as long as you keep going and you keep putting in work, like it's gonna work out, right?
For sure. Like you gotta have the ultimate belief, you gotta have the ultimate poise, and you gotta also always be a student. Be a student at anything you
Yeah,
do in life, not just music. Never say, "Oh, I know everything," because that's where the
right.
ceiling. You put a ceiling on yourself. Like you don't want to put a ceiling on yourself. Always learn, even if you know a lot. Just be like, "Yo, listen, I still can learn more," because there's always little aspects that you need to learn about the game. Let the people know where they can find you, follow you, contact you if they want to do some brand sponsoring features, whatever the case may be. Let them know where they can find you at, Young Roley.
Man, y'all can find me at Young Roley on Instagram, X, like Twitter, uh, YouTube, TikTok. Like I got a website. You could email me. My email's in the bio. DM me. Like I'm trying to work like
Yeah,
for real with whoever. So um you could hit me up. Like I'm not hard to find. Like Young Roley for real.